Stay black in America. Don't leave. Don't go anywhere. Greatest country in the world for a black man or a black woman. We're going to talk about Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, formerly known as the Chocolate City. But in the 50s, it was known as the bourgeois town. Predominantly white, very racist. Black people couldn't get a foothold over here. Then all of a sudden, things changed. White people start moving out. Black folks start moving in big chunks. White people still own most of the infrastructure, all the wealth, but it was a predominantly black folks. You could vote black people in. First mayor of Washington was voted in, I guess, by Congress, and after that, you had the great Mayor Murray Berry. He had that drug problem, but he created a whole different society of black Americans who moved to Maryland, Silver Spring, and Prince George's County, which became one of the strongest and richest black counties in the whole United States of America. He started a youth job program, which is outstanding, that 15,000 youths could have jobs every year in the summer here. So now we're talking about the making Washington, D.C. Great again for black Americans. You have, used to have trade schools here in Washington, D.C. Used to be called Phelps, used to be called Western, used to be called Wilson, Western, Phelps, and Bell. These are various schools that taught various trades that guys could make money on when they graduate from high school. So the first thing you do in the high school system is you bring back the trades. You bring back trades, and when you bring back these trades, you bring back everything around real estate or homes, because the biggest purchase in somebody's life is going to be real estate. So you want to bring back a trade teaching people how to do roofing. You want to bring back a trade teaching people how to hang windows in houses, how to hang doors in houses. You want to bring back bricklaying and block, a bricklayer. You want to bring back plumbing. You want to bring back carpenters. You want to bring back cement finishers. You want to bring back drywall people that put the walls up and paint them real good and make them look real pretty like brand new walls. You want to train people in flooring. You want to train people in putting carpet down. You want to train people in landscaping, because we know that the majority of homes are bought from the outside. People see beautiful landscaping, it pretty much sells the house for itself. That's what you want to bring back to these inner city schools, and have these talented young black brothers and black women get involved in these various trades to make a bunch of money for themselves. You want to have those CDL things trained in high school, so they get the CDL license in high school, like high schools have drivers ed when you learn how to drive. Learn to get a CDL in high school. That's going to propel you to making a bunch of money. And then in all these various things you want people to get into, you put beside the amount of money they make. Black people understand money. You say you can be a roofer and you can make $67,000 a year. Well, I'm going to be a roofer. You be a brick mason. You're going to make $70,000 a year. I'll be a brick mason. If I can be whatever you're going to be, put the money side beside it. And along with that, you put in how you become self-employed with that. How you estimate your product, how much it's going to cost, how much it costs to get bonded, how much it costs to get to fill your tax out, your license, and all type of stuff. Do that kind of stuff is very prudent and smart. So people not only come out with skills, they come up with skills to transform those skills into entrepreneurship, be self-employed like me, myself, and I, right? And so here's another thing. We got a statistic here that DC has a first-time home buyer program thing, but I think your income has to be $80,000. We know the black minimum income is lower than that, right? So you need to lower that to around $40,000, right? Because right now, I guess maybe black people taking advantage of the program. You probably got people all oranges and all ethnics probably taking advantage of it more so than black Americans. So you're not really helping black folks with situations like that. Maybe a few. And the thing with weed, all of a sudden, marijuana has become legal in the District of Columbia, recreational and medical. Now, you have a lot of places that have popped up and they're selling this weed. Now when this weed was illegal, the face of the weed was always black Americans, right? Oh, look at these just pushing weed on the street, illegal drug dealers, right? And now when everything's gotten to be legal and these licenses you have to apply for, the people who have licenses now are like white people. They're like other ethnics, right? So they were probably connoisseurs of the weed prior to that, but they were just smart enough not to get caught. But black people were put in the headlights, like a deer in the headlights. You're the face of these weeds. Now weed is legal. So I'm saying weed is legal. Then it's like you have these little DC trucks driving around with a little DC flag mark on the side of it. Get these jobs to these black formerly incarcerated people for weed and these lower minor drugs, and have them be agents of drugs. So DC have an agency the marijuana agency, and then you hire these people to be agents. So they drive around delivering these weeds to people's home. It's like Uber and Lyft, and these places deliver people and deliver food to places. So therefore, they're off the unemployment roll, and they're now employed by the District of Columbia, and they're making money, making good income, because everybody in the whole city buys white area, Prairie Town, the black area, the Spanish area, everybody's buying that marijuana. Everybody wants to get that hot thing. Not me, yourself, and I, but a lot of people do, right? And how about this thing? DC passed something. This is 2023. They passed something on October of 2022, where they cut out menthol cigarettes. So now the only type of cigarettes you can sell in Washington, D.C. are cigarettes that are non-menthol. I mean non-menthol, I mean like Marlboros, Marlboro Lights, any kind of thing that doesn't have menthol in it. So DC's biggest selling cigarette was called Newport cigarettes, which is a menthol cigarettes. So you made it illegal to sell menthol cigarettes in DC, so the store owners can't sell that. So I tell you what, if they would have made all cigarettes illegal, even the kind that cross over that the white folks like and that other races like, it'd have been a big uproar. But since they only hit the cigarettes that black folks like, then it's not a much of a uproar. It passed right on through the council, because that council in DC now is split between white and black, right? So somebody's outthinking the black folks. So what you do is then they create a gray market. You got a lot of these other ethnic stores around here still trying to sell Newports under the counter. You got people selling more Newports on the street because they're going to Virginia and Maryland and buying them and still selling them. So look, let's bring back to the selling of the Newport cigarettes. But it's making so these young black Americans are selling these cigarettes, right? And they're agents of that too. So when they ride around that little DC truck and they selling that marijuana, they're also selling menthol cigarettes. So make it so the stores can't sell it, but these guys can. So you don't create a gray market and make people criminals again. You know, when there's a gray market, lock those guys up. They're selling something we banned in the city, menthol cigarettes, which have been legal in the city way before I was born. I'm 63, right? So we'll bring that back and make that another stream of income. And then take the little tax stamp off of, the reason why cigarettes are so high in New York and these metropolitan cities, these manufactured Newports or cigarettes had the same price sent all over the country, but a little tax stamp, you ever turn a pack of cigarettes on, look at a little tax stamp, DC might charge a wholesaler $4 a stamp, which means if they can sell a pack of cigarettes for $8, they got to sell it for $12. If they can sell it for $10, they got to sell it for $14. If they can sell it for $14, they got to sell it for $18, because they got to cover the tax stamp just to make any money. So, of course, my experience, I know all this. So bring back that, let those guys sell it. Again, make some money doing that. Okay, and so what's the other big thing we got here? You got so all that's going to stem and help that unemployment thing. So DC is, divided between Southeast, Southwest, Northeast, and Northwest. Well, Southwest has something called the waterfront, with the businesses front up there and they sell product, and it's kind of a tourist place or a place people want to go see. Well, Southeast has the waterfront too. They can build the waterfront in those black areas, still in Ward 7 and Ward 8, where predominantly black, 80 and 90% live there, build those waterfronts. And a guy like me who vacationed a lot in Virginia Beach, on every single block they had entertainment. They had singers, musicians, they had plays, they had magic men, all this kind of stuff, Rick and Magic, they had all kind of acrobatic stuff. They had all stuff on the beachfront and off the beach. So you got Pacific and Atlantic. On Pacific, they had all these kind of things going on and paying these people to perform during the summer to bring the great tourism into Virginia Beach, which Virginia Beach is very, very business friendly, right? So DC can do this, and all these marching bands we have, like Easton and Dunbar and Coolidge and Roosevelt, all these inner high schools got these marching bands. You can pay them to march through certain areas during the summertime, make all those vacation spot areas all in the Southeast and Ward 7 and Ward 8. So you employ people there. They can put up the stands along the street and sell product. Have the police walking the beat like they walked the beat before back in the day, keeping the area safe. Have community watch. You want to stop these young fellas from killing and shooting everybody, just independently shooting everybody. Well, give them a job, the first thing. Get somebody a job and have to independently shoot somebody. And then that starts wearing out. Once the killing stop, the revenge stop. Once the revenge stop, much more or less killing is going on, and the killing goes down to zero. So the killing rate goes down, the unemployment rate goes way down. Okay, so what's the other thing I kind of wrote here? They even pinpoint areas where they say it's dangerous in DC. They say that Brentwood and Anacostia and Dingwood and U Street Corridor and Columbia Heights and Petworth and Shaw and Lafayette Plaza and what's the other place here? I don't know. I wrote it down and waited. I can't even read it myself, right? But that's this. This is all live right here. Live. We're not going to be recording anything, going over anything again. But again, these are various things that DC should implement, man, to become a prominent Black American city again. No sense in criminalizing your own people. You want to lift your own people up. So we presently still have a black mayor now, Bowser. We have, let's say, the council's pretty much split. So I think that in the midst of these things, people are playing ways to get rid of people. The council, like I said, banning the menthol cigarettes was truly a brilliant plan to put other people in the criminals, make other people go to the gray market and crime. So this is my thing, how to build a city up again. You start these trades back in school, CDL, all these various trades that make plenty of money with it. You got guys can make money with the hand, make money with the hand. Some people are going to be educationally inclined. Well, they got these scholarships where they can go to college. And go to colleges in D.C. or pretty much anywhere and pay a residential fee. So you have a whole bunch of ways to people to achieve and rise up. And then you got the great Duke Ellington School here. You can have all kind of plays and things going to that school and paying these students money and paying those bands money and have organized football and basketball and flag football leagues. So when tourists come in, they can enjoy those things and the streets being safe, walk all over Southeast and Southwest and Northeast and Northwest and feel very comfortable and very safe. You like to put cameras up in D.C., the speed cameras and cameras behind stop signs, cameras behind trees to give you tickets in 25-mile lanes. Let's put cameras in these places where these young black girls have been kidnapped and you can't seem to find none of them, or where crime is just running rampant. Put your cameras up around there. Have police walking the beat. You want to eliminate crime and stop that. Have the people walking the beat. Have them maybe community people. Somebody in the community knows what's going on. And again, if you have guys in the neighborhood selling the legal weed and they already assist legal weed, that's going to cut the gray market down even further. And as a matter of fact, it's going to cut the gray market down pretty much dramatically because people are going to be going to this, instead of going to that, instead of buying that kind of thing. Because nobody wants to be against the law. Everybody wants to be doing the right thing, So then you make sure you make sure the younger people are not buying that stuff. We're getting folks in it. They can wait till they're 21. Let them wait 21. Beer and wine 21. Marijuana 21. Let's do it that way, man. To make Washington D.C. great again. And we want to get business down in the downtown area. You got a lot of people can't afford to live down there because it's so expensive. Then since this pandemic, a lot of restaurants and businesses went out of business, not conducting business. You got kind of like a ghost town down there, and then you're trying to find out how to regenerate it and make it better again. Well, you got a lot of buildings down there, like offices down there, or buildings owned by the District of Columbia. We'll turn those buildings into make them condominiums, make black folks be able to buy those condominiums. The ones who fit the least of the $40,000 thing, not the $80,000 thing. So they fill in the place and fill it downtown because we know the black people. When black people are happy and they're feeling good, it's been statistics, they spend 90% of their income back into the economy. Black people make an economy beautiful wherever they are. That's why you find most minorities, they always come in black areas. You got your Ethiopians now, you got your Koreans, you got your Chinese, you got your Vietnamese. You come into black areas because they're going to spend all the money. The Vietnamese going to take care of your fingernails and your pedicure, manicures. The Koreans going to be in the corner stores and got the restaurants. Ethiopians going to be in the corner stores. That's how things going to work because black people are going to spend all that money back to you. They might come in and cause a problem and argue and carry on, but they're going to spend that money. Then you have your Caucasian or your white folks. They walk by my building, they don't spend any money at all. Walking the dogs, some pick up the poop after the dog, some look around and don't pick it up. But you got them walking by, not spending money, going in the woods, running dogs, but they know how not to spend that money in targeted areas. I'm not going to spend money on that person. Because the one thing white people know, if you spend your money there, you give somebody your power and you make them strong. If you don't spend nothing there, you try to work against them every way you can, then you can possibly make them weak. And fill them. Because I imagine if I was a corner store, we've been here for 55 years here in the nation's capital. If I was a white guy, I probably have a pile of white customers coming, and probably more black customers because black people like to get patted on the head by white people. Hey, you done a good job there, boy. Pat you on the head, and all that kind of stuff. But a black man like me, they'll come in and cuss me and call me a mother this and a mother that, and you charging high prices and this and that, carrying on such and that. But this is the way it works. So we gotta circumvent these things by making black people successful, putting that money in their pocket, let them spend, give them home ownership, because home ownership is gonna make you rich in the future. 75% of people in America became rich because of real estate. So here's me. Been in business since '85. Father started his business in '67. Got a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge. Of course, nobody's going to listen to me. And I want plenty of subscribers to subscribe to my channel, whether you are black, white, Asian, whatever you are. Subscribe to my channel, build it up, make it strong, so this voice of mine gets more powerful out there. And hopefully I gain more friends and not more enemies, because it's always easy to gain an enemy. Sometimes people don't like you just the way you look. Sometimes they don't like you just the way you talk. Sometimes they don't like what you stand for. And they can develop into great hate. So stay black in America. Don't leave, don't go anywhere. The greatest country in the world for a black man or a black woman. You can achieve all your dreams. Let's work together and make that happen. And so these are the plans I laid about. Implement these things. We'll see how that unemployment drops down, that crime drops down, that murder drops down, and people's profitability rises up. People looked at it in a different light when they're successful and got money and got cars. Because we know that white people spend way more money on drugs than black people. First of all, the most easy reason, because they make more money. They can spend more money on all types of drugs. A lot of illicit drugs is still legal, like that cocaine and all that kind of stuff, and those opioids and all that. So let's make this thing make this thing happen here. So stay black in America and go and wear the greatest country for a black man or a black woman in DC. Let's rise up. Till next time, subscribe to my channel. Stay black in America.